showed them no mercy.
Hello and welcome! This is my first ever video on YouTube, so go easy on me. The reason I decided to create this video is because most of my friends have problem finding a good overall setting for Warzone. They try to tweak with the graphics and other options to no avail. After lots of hours experimenting, I came with these settings and I think are the best all around, especially for low to mid-range PC owners like me and those who have high refresh rate monitors. I think you will be pleased with the results. But before we jump to the graphics, let's take a look first at some other options to even improve your experience with Call of Duty. So, first let's go to keyboard and mouse and go to mouse tab. Here by default you will see that ADS is set to relative. Now, all prior Call of Duties since Call of Duty 4 onwards has scaled using Legacy. If you are serious about Call of Duty, set this to Legacy and leave it there. Let me explain this a little further. So with Legacy, the aim down sight field of view is independent with a hipfire field of view. So, for example, if you try zoomed to do a 180 degree flick, your rotation speed will be faster or slower based on the field of view. And this will be the same with every weapon. And that's good for your muscle memory. But relative scales the sensitivity differently for every gun based on the coefficient and magnification difference of your zoom. So your brain must adjust differently every time you try to zoom with a weapon. And as you understand, this is bad. Just set this option to Legacy and only try to change your field of view. Now, go to General and to skip Introduction Movie and enable it, so you don't have to see Activision intro every time you open the game. Let's move on to graphics. Let's say you have two monitors and you want to alt-tab from one monitor to another. Then it's best to put full screen borderless and leave it there. Render resolution, always have it to 100 because this is your default monitor resolution and you don't want to mess with that. So just leave it to this value. VSync disabled. Now when the game first released, it had a lot of problems. Well, don't get me wrong, it still has, but to a lesser extent. In the first days it was mostly unplayable, with constant crashes and black screens. The solution back then was to set a custom frame rate to limit the resources of the game. As you can see, I have set mine to 144 because this is my monitor's refresh rate. You can set it to another value, 60 or 240, depends on your monitor. Texture resolution normal, texture filter anisotropic normal, party quality low, bullet impacts and sprays enabled, tessellation near, shadow map resolution low, cast spot shadows and cast sun shadows. Another interesting debate here. As you can see from the official Nvidia website, both of them use VRAM. So if you have a good GPU with a lot of VRAM, set it to enable and leave it there. If you don't have a good GPU but you have a lot of physical RAM, like say 16GB or 32, disable it and your PC memory will handle the rest. Particle lightning low. DirectX ray tracing disable, even if you have an RTX Nvidia card, disable it, or else you will see a huge drop to your frames. Ambient occlusion disable, screen space reflection low. Anti-aliasing SMAA 1x. I think this is the best option. Of course, you can set it to 2x or even better to filmic 2x, but you will see a big drop to your frames. Depth of field is a personal preference. Personally, I have it disabled, but I will show you what depth of field does. Basically, as you can see, when you ADS, it creates a blur effect around the weapon and on the scope. Maybe it looks cool, maybe it doesn't, but if you have it enabled, you're gonna see minus 4-5 frames. Filming strength 1, world motion blur disable, weapon motion blur disable, and film grain set it to 0. I think that's it. Leave a comment below if you liked the video and if those settings helped you or not. Thank you for watching and peace.